Politico reports that President Biden will break his silence and address Trump's criminal trial once a verdict is reached. Charlie Hurt joins us this Tuesday morning. Charlie, he's going to make the remarks from the White House, apparently to show that it's not a political statement. What do you make of that?
That kind of boggles the mind there. I don't know how you do it from the White House to make it sound like it's not a political statement. Of course, he doesn't want it to look like he's playing politics, but he is playing politics, and he's dragging the White House into it. It's kind of hysterical that a politician would even think that he was going to get away with that, but of course he will. And Politico dutifully played all this. But if you step back and think about it, look at all of the big major issues that Americans actually care about that took Joe Biden a long time to address. It took him a long time to address the attack in Israel, the terrorist attack in Israel. It has taken him forever to address the crisis at the border, and I would argue he still has never actually addressed it. But even before the verdict is read, he's announcing that he's going to address this issue. It's because this is the issue that Joe Biden is running on. It is his only hope, he believes, to win in November. I think it's going to fail. I think the whole thing is blown up in his face. But it is such a naked, partisan political grab that, and I think that it's really even people who are on the fence or don't particularly like Donald Trump, they don't like what Joe Biden and Democrats are doing to politicize the judicial system, and I think it's running people into the arms of Donald Trump.
Democrat strategist James Carville once again went after President Biden's messaging. Watch this.
We keep wondering why these young people aren't coming home to the Democrats, why blacks are not coming home to the Democrats. Because Democratic messaging is full of that's why. And talk about cost of living. And we're going to help deal with this. And don't talk about GAFA and student loans.
All right, don't hold back, James. By the way, Charles, look at this also. This is from Politico. It reports that Democrats are in full-blown freak-out over Biden. Charlie, is it too late to change the messaging?
Well, I think that what's kind of interesting, what's happening right now is that Democrats for a couple of months now have realized that Joe Biden's chances are slim and getting slimmer. I think what they're really worried about right now is they're starting to think that maybe it's so bad that Joe Biden could bring a whole bunch of Democrats down with him, and that's why the party is really freaking out. James Carville, who gave us famously in 1992, "It's the economy, stupid," is exactly right. The thing that I don't think he's probably in agreement on is the fact that it's the Democrat policies that have wrecked the economy. Joe Biden is carrying out what his party generally believes, and it's crushing middle class regular voters. Then they lie about it and say, "Oh no, it's real. The economy's great." No, it's not.
No, it's not.
And at least Carville recognizes that it's not working.
Got it. Charlie Hurt on a Tuesday morning. Thanks, Charlie. We'll see you again soon, I hope.